What up, YouTube? It's Rob Monty here. Alright, so today in wrestling news is actually a lot of things going on. First things first, there's some NXT releases. Right now, Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson have filed a new trademark for their new outside of WWE tag team. Eric Young is basically excited for the future. And then on top of that, MSG is going to pay tribute to Howard Finkel. And going on it's all going to be said here. But there's also rumors that age was a factor in the recent staff cuts. Also, we're also looking at AEW starting to do empty arena shows, much like how WWE and AEW have done. So, let's go into the news, guys. I mean, there's so much to go over, and let's start with our main story for today. Is that MSG is going to pay tribute to Howard Finkel. This just broke just not too long ago. Along with that, it shows The Miz and John Morrison catching up on phone video, and this is on EWN too. So if you guys want to check this article out, that would be great. All right, so basically, MSG released information saying, "Rest in peace, WWE Hall of Famer and Garden great Howard Finkel, who passed away at the age of 69. Our thoughts." By the way, guys, let me bring this one up so you guys can see which article I'm talking about, because I know some of you guys are like, "Shut the fuck up, Rob Monty." I'm like, okay, whatever. Here we go. All right, so we're getting it up, and here we go. So this is the article. Shows the Twitter post here, and it says that their thoughts and prayers are with his family as well. So for all of you guys who are going to miss Howard Finkel, this is how great of a person is when the arena starts honoring your memory. So that's how big a star Howard was. And what we're getting on here too with this article is we're getting that Miz and Morrison doing the "Hey Hey" rap song. I would watch it here, but I think that would be copyright against me. And then Team Ninja is back as well on that article. So as you guys can see here on the back on EWN's main page, they've released several NXT talent in the last couple, let's say in the last hour or two. One of them is actually a big name in my opinion for any of these releases from NXT today, and that would be Tayanara Conti. Now, I was a fan of Taya myself. I mean, I'm following her on Instagram. The babe is freaking awesome. And then also she had a judo gimmick, so more so for me is like, I really like this girl, and now to see her gone, it's like, oh man, I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss watching her. She actually had some good matches. Am I surprised that she's getting released due to this budget cut thing? Not really, because unlike a lot of the other girls who are starting to show up on NXT, the girls that got signed along with Taya not too long ago, back maybe 2 or 3 years ago, she's probably one of the ones that have the least personality and character going into what she's doing in WWE, because unlike let's say like a person like a Xia Li or for instance a Mia Im, Mia Im's doing great. Xia Li is only about to rise. What's up, Ma? And Taya didn't have that much character, so I can understand why she's being released in this budget cut. I mean, low on the totem pole, they're making budget cuts. They need to cut back on certain people. Usually the guys who are lower on the card, who aren't really doing anything, are obviously the first ones to go. So that's not surprising. Sad day still. Now, and if you look at Pro Wrestling Scoops here, let me take you guys up here. All right, on Pro Wrestling Scoops, if you look up there where it says 30 superstars and producers and coaches released due to this COVID-19 cutbacks, there's a 30 plus talent gone. 30 plus people gone. So just letting you guys know, I'm going to another website just to cover news too. So yeah. All right. So another one, which is another one of my main stories going today, is AAA is starting to begin running empty arena live events next week. And let's read what the article says. AAA will begin running empty arena shows next Saturday, April 25th. The shows will run for the next Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, and they will be available for free on YouTube and Facebook. While AAA has paying subscription channel on Twitch, the show will not stream there. AAA will be running Lucha Fighter tournament with 16 men, 8 women, or 4 minis. Now, me personally, if I get time, I'm definitely going to check this out. Basically because I'm seeing what AEW is doing with their empty live arena shows. It's cool. I'm not gonna dog it that much. I'll dog some of it, but not all of it. WWE, same thing, doing something good with their shows. In fact, it's actually a lot better taped now because they can edit a lot of things that they don't like. So, in general, that's beneficial to them. And as far as AAA, I wish them luck because they're running shows on YouTube and Facebook, which, might not have that much of a stronger demographic if it was on TV, but there's more chances of viewers to watch. And if this can help them, big luck, good luck to AAA, and hopefully we'll get to see some good luchador wrestling, Alright, so next on our list, I think I saw this on Pro Wrestling Scoops, actually. Alright, where was it? I saw it. Oh yeah, Dash Wilder, Scott Dawson are filing a trademark saying, "Fear the Revolt." So, this is what Scott Dawson's and Dash Wilder, which, by the way, their new ring names, I don't know how that's gonna work. I mean, to me, they're not as catchy as Wilder and Dawson, in my opinion, but you gotta make do what you can do, right? I guess. But they're now taking their new tag team name. They're no longer the Revival. They're known as the Revolt, which to me is like, okay, that's actually a cool tag team name. I can go with it. I can go with it. I mean, and they're a unique tag team. They're like your old school bra and pound technical wrestlers, So I definitely hope this does bring some good, my original opinion when I first found out their new ring names, I was like, I think those suck, to be honest. That's just my honest opinion. As far as this tag team name, I like it. I like it. The Revolt. That's actually a good tag team name. I agree with it. And basically right now, Dash Wilder has filed the trademark for Fear the Revolt. So FTR is no longer going to be Forever the Revival, or Fuck the Revival, or Free the Revival. It's now going to be known as Fear the Revolt. So that's pretty freaking cool. I like it. Let's see what else we got here going. Eric Young is also excited about his future. I actually read this post on his Instagram and Twitter, and I say, hey, there you go. There's somebody who sees a blessing in disguise within his release, and quite honestly, I think Eric Young would be a good acquisition for any company out there. Like I said, for a lot of the guys who got released. I mean, a lot of them are great acquisitions, great talent to use. So for him, if he goes back to Impact, that would be huge. If he goes to AEW, I would like to see what they're going to do with him. And if he goes to New Japan, well, damn, that would be awesome. If he opens up his own wrestling promotion, I'm excited, Eric Young has always been one of the more entertaining guys. It's a shame that he was a lower card guy on WWE. But, hey, look forward to the future and see a blessing in disguise right there. Also, another person who sees a blessing in disguise, which I think a lot of people have already seen the videos, have seen his Twitter account, have seen his Instagram account, and Facebook, where he's discussing about his current future in the wrestling business, and that's EC3. I am really looking forward to seeing what EC3 does in general, because he, in general, he's been on the shelf practically in WWE for the last year. He hasn't done much since coming up to the main roster, except winning the 24/7 title, like what, 2 or 3, 4 times? So for him, this might be a big blessing in disguise too. What's that that needs to be tossed?
You want to go get the bread from outside?
Sure. Hey guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. Here you go.
Thank you.
Here you go. Alright, so like I said, Eric Young, Dash Wilder, the Revival all have big things going on for them. With EC3 though, I'm more excited just because the way he's promoting himself right now. He's not going to do any interviews, not going to do any podcasts, not going to do anything promotional. But he's going to tell you, you better look out because I'm warning you right now that I'm going to come back and make a big impact somewhere. To me, EC3 is... I'm excited to see what EC3 does. Because this is kind of interesting. A guy who's basically doing what all the other fans want him to... He's not doing what the fans want him to do, which is go on a shoot interview or podcast and just basically tear the shit off of WWE. He would rather you guys see what he does with his own actions. So I'm definitely looking forward to EC3 in his next part of his career. Alright. Oh man. Oh, going to Google again. I don't know why. I don't know why Google didn't take me back to the right place, you know? I mean, I freaking typed it in and it took me to a different area, so. Alright. Oh, and this is going to be a big time article right now, what I have just read here. I think for a lot of AEW fans, they might be kind of irked by this article, in fact. The report has come out by Ryan Clark now. Ticketmaster has initially refused to give refunds for AEW Double or Nothing. So all you fans who bought tickets to AEW, which will be at MGM Garden Arena in Vegas now, you're not getting a refund for this show. Quite honestly, I can't afford it, so I'm not upset by it. But I know there's going to be a lot of upset fans right now at AEW for not allowing a refund. It'll be surprising what they're going to be doing in response to this, but the fact that Ticketmaster is not allowing the refund, holy shit, there's going to be a lot of pissed off fans. And maybe families too, who were probably treating out their loved one or so, you know? So basically, as it says here, AEW Double or Nothing is still scheduled to take place May 23rd, but it won't be live from the MGM Garden Arena. So now you're going to be pissed off at AEW, Ticketmaster, and MG Garden Arena. Nevada was originally planned. This is because all the live events in Las Vegas are, in fact, canceled. So you guys cannot be mad at MGM for that because of the fact of COVID-19, obviously. But AEW announced that fans that bought the tickets can either get them refunded or use the tickets for next year's Double or Nothing in 2021. However, several fans cannot get any refunds because of Ticketmaster and have been refusing to issue them. So, from what I'm guessing here is that Ticketmaster is probably the main person you gotta be pissed off with. But, who knows, maybe AEW told them to hold back on the refunds. Especially. What's that, Ma?
You want a sandwich?
I'm good, Ma. So, basically what I'm saying is AEW could have asked Ticketmaster to hold those refunds. But, and the main reason why I would say that is just because, with all the recent cuts in WWE and how they're trying to save money, try and at least get some money back, I could see AEW also doing stuff to make sure they get their money and get their payday at least somewhere stable for their company. So I don't know if you can be mad at AEW, but I bet your ass sure that you're going to be pissed off at Ticketmaster. And quite honestly, I don't blame you. I would be hella pissed if my event got canceled and I paid, like, let's say, somewhere from $25 to $200 just to go to an event, especially if it's a pay-per-view event on top of that. And now, Ticketmaster will not give me a refund for that. I mean, at worst, that's $25 I've lost. And at worst, for the fan who probably bought the good seats, you probably spent $200 or somewhere around $130. You're up in the triple digits when it comes to buying tickets at that point. And I can understand that's a lot of money down the drain. And Ticketmaster is not doing a damn thing to give it to you. It should be refunded to you. That's my honest opinion. So, if you're pissed off about that, let me know in the comments. And I truly show my sympathy for you guys. And I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Alright, so is that all for today, I guess? No, there's still got some stuff. Oh, let's take a look at this. Small news going out. Heath Slater says he feels hungry again after his WWE release here on Pro Wrestling Scoops over here. Says he was unfortunately one of the, yeah, we already know that. Long-term WWE employee with the contract since 2006. Yeah, I got that. Probably the last remaining member of Nexus. Well, now I guess the last remaining member of Nexus that's still within the company is David Otunga. And I don't even know what he's doing right now. So that might be an even questionable thing going on right now. Alright. And so Slater stated the following. Man, what a ride. I've literally been everywhere, and I mean everywhere. I guess you guys want to hear the bullshit, right? I'm kidding. WWE has provided me and my family with income, so we'll be okay and experience opportunities and relationships that never would have happened if I didn't work there. We have all our ups and downs, but ultimately WWE built a dream for me that some saw not even a reality. I am met with gratitude for that. I know that my WWE family, my kids, and the WWE Universe could see that my fire was fading. That's all on me. Putting everyone else over all the damn time can take a toll on me. The outpouring of love from the locker room staff and the WWE Universe has been extremely overwhelming. I'm seeing now something your accomplishments aren't. What you do in the ring, but what you do behind the scenes, I had no idea how much love I had until yesterday. And that's the hardest part of letting go of this chapter of my life. I was to say thank you to the WWE family. It wouldn't work without the people behind the scenes. You gave me 14 years. And now come July 17, I spread my wings and fly a little bit. I feel that fire again. I didn't have. I'm ready to get in shape, legit. I feel hungry again, very hungry. I haven't felt that in a long time. No bullshit. Get ready for the encore. I'm going to come back better than ever. The fact, that's a fact, he said. So yeah, I think that's a cool freaking thought to look at. And guys, check out this video. I think it does a better job than me reading it. I just don't want to get marked down for copyright. I'm serious. I've been marked down before in the past for my live videos for a lot of my other my PS4 gameplays that I've done, and I just don't want to have that issue again. No, I just don't. I feel like that was kind of what the fuck, you know. But anyway, check out this video if you can to understand where Heath Slater's message is. If you feel like I did a shitty way of explaining what's going on. So basically, he's also looking forward to the future. And I'm glad that he feels that fire, because that will mean we're going to see a different Heath Slater in the next part of his career. So that's great. A lot of guys taking this as a blessing, guys. I'm surprised. I know some people are going to bring up the whole thing with what's his face, Spud, but I'm not going to comment on that. You know, I'm just not. Alright, so anything else? Okay. Let's look at this. WWE will air Money in the Bank from an unknown location. So, for May 10th, that's the show. It is being moved from Baltimore, obviously, but we'll air the show from the Performance Center originally. However, it's not the case. According to sources, it won't take place at the PC, but they're still working on a location. Obviously, you know, fans will be in attendance regardless. I think this is a good move. I mean, it gives fans a different opportunity to see the show without the Performance Center setting, and maybe there's gonna be cinematic matches. Who knows? I think it might be a good thing, you know. I know some people are gonna be all down about it, but that's just how it is. All right, and then WWE is also making major adjustments to their TV schedule. All right, so the latest changes have been made that they are going to increase the level of safety for the performers. This is due to the fact that one of the announcers came back to the show. He tested positive for COVID-19. I don't know if it's a he or she, but they said that person got tested positive, and they sent him home to self-isolate and basically get that taken care of. So, and that's been a big concern lately within the WWE household, as we found out. But because of this, Vince has decided to make these changes. And which Vince decided last Friday to air the shows live each week. Now he has changed his mind now, and here's the new schedule. SmackDown will air this evening live as scheduled on Fox. So tonight's episode will be live. Mondays will be live. NXT will be live. Next Friday will be live as scheduled. So for the rest of this week and next week, it's all live. But starting April 25th through through July 8th, there will be taping all these shows. So, as of April 25th, episodes of SmackDown, Raw, NXT are all going to be taped until July 1st, which will all those shows will air on July 8th. Whew. My God, that's a huge change. You were going for a live show for this whole week, and you promised it now and next week, and then after that, it's all taped. That's wild, guys. That's wild. But then again, it's probably best for them because then they're probably gonna do better in their shows because they're doing a lot of editing, taking out the stuff that Vince doesn't like. So that might be a benefit. All right, and then New Japan is still paying staff and contracted talent. I felt like this was a good news article to report because despite the standards of COVID-19, this has actually been this article was reported originally from Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer. Now, I don't necessarily like Meltzer, as some people will know, but he would know more about New Japan stuff than WWE stuff. That's all I'm going to say. And despite them not running shows, New Japan's going to be paying its staff and everyone who's under contract are still getting all their full payments and full salary. So my guess is they're doing very well, even knowing they're not getting any revenue. But there's a feeling that the promotion not running shows right now will likely feel impact quicker than, say, WWE, AEW, Impact. However, the big thing, guys, what you should get, because I read it, it's the underlining thing. New Japan's priority as far as talent, employees, and fans go is health. So they're taking this shit very, very seriously, and they're not going to be having shows for a while. So that's like, wow. I hope they don't fold, guys. I really don't. Because I think New Japan's a good company. I think anybody who watches New Japan Wrestling knows that it's a good company, and they're doing a lot. Okay, and let's get down to the last two articles, because I'm getting kind of... want to finish this up, you know? Alright. WWE does not want to mention Roman Reigns' name on TV. I want to know why, actually. Let's read this. This is new, actually. WWE did not mention it at all. They also haven't mentioned his name. As of this writing, there's no word on why the edict was issued. So, my opinion on that. Roman Reigns, I understand, has been taken off the road due to COVID-19 concerns, especially with his own health. His health is compromised due to his battle with leukemia. I totally understand why Roman will not want to be out there. And, I'm guessing the reason why they're doing it is so that Roman doesn't get buried. I'm guessing that's what it's going to be about. Or there's possible talks about letting Roman go, which would free up a lot of WWE's revenue right there, in my opinion. But I think that's the worst scenario possible for Roman. The other scenario in that I think is happening is WWE wants to keep him off for now because they can't use him due to his compromised health system, and it would be a negative effect on him. So it's better to focus on the guys they have currently that they can work with now instead of worrying about Roman, which I could see why they would do that. To me, that might be the best case scenario, but my only concern to that is Roman's not on TV, Roman's not being used, Roman's not being mentioned. He's out of mind, out of sight at that point. Which, could that hurt him? Or could that make him, is there going to be a positive coming out of this? The only positive I could see is the man's going to be in good health, which is probably what we all want, So, man, I hope it's not that worst case scenario though, because I don't think that's justified. I think it would be more justified if they release someone else who's not doing shit that is getting paid a lot, All right. And I know that I want to talk about that actually, because I know there's a lot of fans right now who are complaining about, well, they released all those guys, but why not they release Brock Lesnar or Bill Goldberg, who don't do much anyway, Like, well, for one, I look at it, Bill's contract, he's probably making tons of money for each appearance he makes a year for WWE. Maybe some ambassador work on top of that. And when it comes to like a lot of the things they're doing, Bill's been really flexible. I mean, he's not on every freaking year or every month like Brock Lesnar is. So his contract's a little flexible. I can understand why they would keep Bill. And Bill's not getting paid the highest. I know they're not going to release Triple H because Triple H does more stuff backstage rather than on camera now. And he does a lot to help out with NXT too. So for all the new talent, Taker, I think has a job for life. And if he felt like he needed to take a pay cut, he probably would just to help the company. As far as Brock Lesnar goes, that sounds reasonable. Sounds correct. We should release Brock Lesnar, but in my honest opinion, you shouldn't release Brock Lesnar. Main reason is he's a cash cow. He's a golden goose. You heard what Bray Wyatt said about John Cena. You're the golden goose, John! Brock Lesnar is a golden goose. And if they release him, that might be a nail in a coffin for WWE, if you know what I mean. It's going to do a lot of bad damage. And I'm not going to shit on Brock as much. I mean, I probably would have shitted on him back when he first came back, when I found out he was a part-timer. But the way he's done things, as far as being a part-timer goes, even if he's the guy who ultimately wins the matches, he's put over so many guys already. Made them look good. Made them look better. Made them actually look like they are a freaking unbelievable, talented superstar. I mean, if you think about it, the match that he had with AJ, he sold a lot of AJ's stuff, which made me believe AJ could beat Brock Lesnar legitimately. Daniel Bryan, he made Bryan look like he had more heart than he actually needed. Kofi Kingston is another one, which I know a lot of people will argue, but my whole reasoning to it is that if Brock didn't want to wrestle Kofi, that means Kofi would never have had that match. Kofi wouldn't have been champion before Brock faced Kofi. We would have had Orton as champion if that was the case. So I think Brock looked at Kofi and said, hey, yeah, I can work with him. I think he'd do a good job. And instead, what I think it did in return is it gave Kofi more sympathy for the Kofi Kingston fan to give to Kofi, because now you feel, holy shit, Kofi got robbed, Which that's the reaction it got, So, but that put Kofi over because of the sympathy. I mean, Kofi has more fans than you ever know now. I mean, and Kofi's one of my favorites. He's been a long time favorite since he started. I mean, damn. And then let's look at other people he put over. He's gone out of his way to put over Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins. As far as doing his job, whatever was asked or what he felt like doing, he's done it. I mean, and I'll give you a good question. Not a good question, but a good scenario that just happened. I actually read a recent interview from Drew McIntyre that McIntyre said that Brock came up to him while he was in 3MB and says, dude, you're better than this. Why are you doing this? It's making you look like a joke. And because Brock felt at that time Drew should have been in the main event at the time. Which is, in my opinion, that's partially true. That's partially true. And at the same time, Drew hearing about this, or even talking to Brock about this, actually motivated him to do more better. And now look, Brock put Drew over at WrestleMania. That's a freaking great thing. I mean, for those of you guys who say cut Lesnar now, I think that's very unfair to say. Very unfair. Would it help the company because he is making a lot of money over him? Maybe, but it also might hurt them too. You gotta remember, Brock Lesnar's a main event. He's a golden goose. He's a cash cow. Look at Dana White. Dana White did not hesitate to sign Lesnar, and is not going to hesitate to sign Lesnar if he can get Lesnar back. Which will make you wonder, what about Tony Khan? Would Tony Khan hire Lesnar? I'm pretty sure he might. Because Brock's fucking name. Brock's star power is really high up that ladder. You know, that's my honest reasoning to you guys. So, for Vince to do that for Brock, I don't see that happening. All right, I think we should go to the last two articles that we're going to do. I'm not going to go over the current morale of WWE because I think it's kind of cut and dry what it is already. Alright, I just read this one. Shane Helms defends Vince McMahon after mass releases. Which I felt like when reading this, Shane Helms was very honest, very objective, and basically telling it like it is. It's like you can't blame Vince. It's probably something he did not want to do, but he had to in order to protect his business. Which I agree with everything that Shane Helms said in this interview. So if you can, check out that article. Alright, and let's go on to our last article here. Alright. Our last article. Shoot, what should we end on, guys? There's so many. I think this one would be good. Top star absent from last week's Impact Wrestling tapings. I'm going to say this about Impact because I've said some mean shit about TNA before. Impact for the last year and a half with their new direction, their new branding, and all this new thing ever since they got access to me has been really good shit lately. And I think a lot of fans would agree with me that they've gotten way better since that whole exodus with McIntyre, Hardy, Mike Bennett and all that, you know. Since then, they got real good. I actually been watching some of the stuff. I like the Rosemary and Sue Young storyline. I like that Tessa Blanchard is a world champion, but the fact of the matter is I hate the idea that Sami Callihan made himself look like a complete asshole. But that's just my honest opinion on that. Alright, so, as Meltzer's reporting on this, actually, saying that world champion Tessa Blanchard was not at tapings, and it was her own decision not to come. My God, I hope that does not have any effect on her. This likely means the planned world title match between Blanchard and Elgin and Edwards at Rebellion is off for the time being. Company has not had enough time to tape the shows through mid-July. A lot of you are wondering why I'm so silent right now. Honest truth. Tessa's a great talent. Don't get me wrong. Tessa's a great talent. So is Michael Elgin. So is Eddie Edwards. I like watching all three. And reading this kind of upsets me because their new pay-per-view is Rebellion. This is their main event on their card for the world title. This is some serious shit. This could be a negative look. It might have a negative impact on Tessa, in my opinion, because if the world title match is not happening because the world champion wasn't there, how reliable is Tessa? That's why it's negative. And then on top of that, it hurts the show when their main match for their main title is not on the line. So this is something to keep. I think somebody should keep an eye on this because I don't know. I mean, I don't mind if it's like Booker T on the Hall of Fame or freaking PWG say something, or even What Culture or Cultaholics saying something like this. But I think this is something to watch out for, guys. If you are a current wrestling fan, I would keep an eye on this, especially if you're an Impact Wrestling fan, because that is just a hot mess right there. Rebellion's supposed to be a big pay-per-view for, and a big payoff for Impact right now, and the fact that Tessa's not going to be there might hurt the show in general and just overall, and it might even have might have a bad lashback on her. I mean, if she is compromised or whatnot, I would understand that, So I want to see what's going to come out of this, because I don't want to see Tessa get the shit stick for this, I don't want to see Elgin get the shit stick. I don't want to see Impact get the shit stick. I don't want to see Edwards get the shit stick. But something's going to happen with this, and I think we all should keep an eye on this. Alright, and then lastly on today's show, I'm going to just say what's my favorite Impact moment right now, currently, since a lot of you guys are wondering what I liked about Impact lately. I love RVD. I love Rob Van Dam. I love Katie Forbes. Those guys are awesome. Shit's good when it gets banned off of YouTube like that. Too good. Too good for YouTube. Anyway, other than that, guys, y'all have a great day. Hit a like, subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys. And leave a comment if you guys have any concerns or want to discuss some stuff. Leave some. that would be cool. Just talk wrestling, and let's be civil. Let's not start drama. Let's not start fighting, because I know that's what a lot of internet wrestling fans do. So let's just be civil with what we're talking about. I don't want anybody to hate on each other. Whether it's if you hate on me, that's one thing. But if you start hating on each other, that's kind of mean. Other than that, guys, have a good day and enjoy. Have a good weekend too. Thank you, guys.